Hi there, it's Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder here with another brew, late night brew here. I've been trying Winota out with the Warriors, and the equipment Warriors is pretty fun, but I was looking through cards that were specifically out of this latest set with Kaldheim, and wondering what could synergize even more with Winota. And boy, oh boy, is there a card called Elvish Warmaster that is just bonkers with the Winota. So this is a card that's going to get you a lot of elves quickly, and it actually synergizes with some other really, really good cards that can then dig for Winota. So Elvish Warmaster says whenever one or more elves enter the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. So it's not a human, and it's still a warrior, so it still goes along with our warrior tribal. And the 7 mana you're barely ever going to get to with elves getting +2/+2 in Death Touch. However, there is another elf called the Tarjuru Paragon, or however you say that, I'm sure I butchered the name, which has the kicker of 3 to look at the top 6 cards of your library and put a creature card that shares a creature type with the Paragon. And the Paragon is a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. So that can also go and dig up a Winota. Then we have the Realm Walker, which you can name warrior, and that is another way to dig for Winotas. Because one of the problems with Winota, what makes the equipment deck a little bit better than some of the other decks that I've seen with Winota, is that you're not so all in. You have other outs besides going your bomb. But this is a deck that does have other outs as well. I found it to be just as aggressive as the equipment deck, and it can find other outs as far as then going still the Lords with the Maja is really good when you're spitting out elf tokens, and the this allows us also to run Kenrith and Tazri, no problem. I've cast Tazri for 1 mana with like Realm Walkers and the Paragons. It's very easy to get this out for 1 mana. And then you can start digging again. So you can come back from basically board wipes. I've been able to like stomp a Realm Walker down after a board wipe, cast a bunch of cards off the top of my library, cast a Tazri, activate Tazri, and then find like a Winota, and then they end up doing like a was a game that I played against Yorion. They end up having another board wipe in the form of the Extinction event, but they're only able to name odds or evens, and I still had some that were left over, and then slam down Winota and then attack it, and then you fill back up the board. So that's kind of the concept of the game. What I like about this one too is you have a lot of better 1-drops. So 1-drops in the form of Wildwood Tracker, it's still a very aggressive card. It's an elf that triggers off of the Warmaster. The Usher of the Fallen is still going to be one of our go-to cards, and the Jaspera Sentinel is pretty good too because it's an elf rogue, which is okay. One of the things you're going to do if you have double Realm Walkers is then just name rogue, and then you have the Jaspera Sentinel here as well. So that is basically the gist of the deck. I added like a cute squad commander in here. I don't know if I like it, whether this should be like another Majara. The mana base is a little bit awkward. I still need to tinker around with the mana base. Oh yeah, we also have Errata Heart of Keldon here too, which is a pretty sweet card for this deck too, because this is an elf warrior and you can actually play lands off the top of your library. So if you get like this is another way to dig for the Winota. So land base is just 2 plains, a mountain, 4 forest, 2 fabled passage. Fabled passage can go get your one of plains or mountain. The crag, we're going to play all of the pathways. And then just a 1 of Temple of Plenty is what I've decided to go. So again, it's kind of an awkward deck as far as being able to have the right mana at the right time. You do want to hit your green sources. Green is going to be the heaviest color on here, but you do need to hit white sources as well, which then makes that we are playing red the lowest. So typically you want to be playing these in as non-reds, and then if we could just get the 1 red source, then that's pretty good. Haktos still continues to be really good in particular matchups. This card's a boss. I'm really thinking about just running a deck with Haktos as like a mono red or a red-white control deck, and have this as the win con. Because it's so good right now in the meta. Oftentimes, if it hits the right converted mana cost, there's nothing your opponent can do against it. So anyway, let's go ahead and play some games here. I did tank my rating. I was in the top 700 when I was playing Dimir. Dimir's super bad right now. Everyone and their dog is playing Yorion, which means that Winota is actually pretty playable because that's one of the better matchups with Winota is Yorion. You seem to be a turn quicker than the Yorion decks. It's also pretty good versus like mono white. The mono white decks are pretty mirrored until you hit a Winota, then you can come back. I just played it against an Elves matchup where the Elf had 2 of the Elvish Warmasters and were spitting out tokens left and right. And then I was able to get a Winota off the top, and then it just went out of control with just a few triggers with Winota. But anyway, the Yorion is big in this meta. Gruul is big in this meta. Gruul's can be our worst matchup, but this one tends to do a little bit better than the Warriors deck against Gruul because you don't have dead equipment. Equipments are really terrible versus Gruul. As they're just going to remove your threats, and then you're going to have a dead equipment. Anyway, let's get to playing. So far, again, like I said, we have a ways to go. I want to try to qualify. We have a few hours left to qualify. I have another deck too. The Sultai Ramp is super good too. Like now, either Sultai Adventures. I think Sultai Adventures is now playable, mainly because of the mana base. But Sultai Ramp now has a take extra turn, which makes it pretty good. We're going against Yorion. This is a very keepable hand versus Yorion. We got everything we want. We have our first turn drop with the Wildwood Tracker or the Usher of the Fallen. I think Usher's a little bit stronger here. So this is ideal. And this is also going to put our opponent feet to the fire here. Fatal Passes is kind of a weird. Means they have not the ideal lands in their hand. So yep, we'll just go ahead with the White Source, Usher, pass, and then we'll go ahead and probably just activate Usher. But depends on what ends up happening here. Tazir's kind of a weak one. This is one you do want to tutor up with Winota. But, I mean, look how quick. It's just a 4 mana, even with 1 out, for a 4/6, which is pretty decent. Golden Egg, okay, so this is the Doom Foretold version. So, I think... Okay, that makes my mind up for me. I could be running into an Extinction event, but I think we have to just YOLO here. So we're going to Wildwood Tracker, Usher of the Fallen, swing in, and we have 6 power on board next turn. So we are so dead to a Extinction event, but I don't see any way around it. Like I could just go instead, just not play the War Leader. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. So now it definitely is the War Leader. Oh, we could still be running into an Extinction event. If I just attack an Usher, that doesn't get me better either. So we're gonna go red and War Leader, and then this we can get in for 5, put us down to a 13. Oh, for 6, yeah, because it gets pumped up. And then we just really need to dodge an Extinction event. And if we dodge Extinction event, I think we win next turn. So let's hope that is the case. A Doom Foretold won't work here. A couple removal spells could. And opponent's looking around. Yes, they are all 1-drops in case you were wondering. But I don't think you play around Extinction event. I think you just go for it. Opponent's down to 12. If opponent is dirtling, like best case scenario is a Doom Foretold. Just slam a Doom Foretold. We kill the War Leader because that's 2 triggers. And I'd rather have 2 triggers. So I think, yep, we just slam it. It could be like a removal spell. There could be a counter spell. But we just slam Winota. And then swing in. And that's a typical turn 4 with Winota in hand. Opponent looks like they're a little bit salty here. Let's see if they end up actually doing something. They can actually gain 3 life off the Golden Egg. But they have to counter or kill this Winota. They cannot let an attack. If an attack occurs, it's just GG. And it's almost about time to spam the cry. Spam if our opponent's just going to time us out. There we go. Okay, so... Alright, dude. If you're going to do something, you have plenty of time to think what you're going to do. Okay, so there's a Heartless Act and probably Golden Age sacrifice trigger. Oh my lord. We have another one for... Alright. Opponent's got the God Hand for... Still get in for 4 damage. That's lethal. Not quite lethal next turn. So removal. Dot deck. There's the Doom Foretold. So Doom Foretold, we can get rid of the Wirewood, the tracker. And now we can slam out... Kind of want to slam out, or just attacking with an Usher. Typically, like, you want to let Doom Foretold die. We can do this. A Warmaster. Create a spirit. Opponent's down to a 6. They have to sack their golden egg. I think we'll just end up killing our Warmaster. And then playing our War Leader, and that will be almost enough. Opponent also needs to keep up their own Doom Foretold to keep their Doom Foretold lock going. Extinction Event would suck here again. But Yorion needs banned. It needs banned ASAP, so... Alright, so we have to sack both of these. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have a flash-in card. Well, that's actually pretty good. So we can Tracker and War Leader. And if they do have a flash-in card, we can still sack the stuff. So let's see if they do. Nope. And nope. Perfect. Okay, 2 Doom Foretolds down. They can't be... Look at that removal, too. We just fought through the removal of that Yorion. Yorion couldn't have asked for a better removal. So back up to 99%. I was down all the way to 93. It was awful. I was trying to get another deck to work, and it would just not work. And then I was getting so frustrated, too. Every time I'd queue up with the mirror, I'd get a Yorion. And every time I'd queue up with something that could beat Yorion, I'd get... like Rogues or Mono Red. Mono Red like crazy as well. Mono Red's a pretty easy matchup with this one too. You go toe-to-toe, and then if they basically have to have an Ember Cleaver, you win. See what I'm talking about? It's all Yorion. Yorion, Yorion, Yorion. And this card has to go if they want Standard to be good. I think that Yorion is the biggest problem because there could be a lot of different diverse ways to play Control, and then possibly ones that are even better at combating Gruul. But Yorion just pushes them out because Yorion just wins all those matchups, and it's still all the mirrors, all the controller mid-range mirrors, and is still a pretty potent. I mean, it's good versus Rogues, it's decent versus Gruul. It doesn't really have a bad matchup for Yorion does. Like sometimes it struggles versus Mono Red. It depends on the flavor, but it's still not bad. It's like not a below 40% match. So like I don't know why these aren't shown up higher in. I guess just Gruul. You get enough players playing Gruul, and then one person's going to run away with, hitting the Ember Cleaves, the Lovestruck Beast on the Ember Cleave every time. So let's see here. So the best case scenario here is probably just get the white source out. We'll go the Paragon. I hate to blow the Paragons, but it's a aggressive card. We get in for 2. I mean, we have a basically 2 damage. We're basically as strong right now as Mono Red, what Mono Red's putting out. So here's going to be opponent's going to kill something. So it looks like a Paragon is being targeted with the Eliminate, which is nice. So we still... Actually, Realm Walker does not work with the Tracker. We get a Warrior and see what's coming up. And unfortunately, it's an Usher. So hopefully we can keep up with what our opponent's doing. No white source yet. Elspeth Nightmare. Okay, so that's going to go after the Realm Walker, but we actually do have... Let's actually see what's on top first before we decide what to do with the Fabled Passage. So we'll do Warrior again. And okay, so that's going to be fine. We'll crack that and just go get a white source and cast the Usher. We have a War Leader coming up, and we get in for 2 again. And Elspeth Nightmare does not get anything out of our hand, which is good. Opponent's down to 15. We've burned 2 removal spells. Extinction Event could be... Yeah, Extinction Event would be terrible. They're going to play a Foretell card. Not sure which one that is. And it looks like they're targeting a Heartless Act. So much removal. And so we'll just slam the War Leader. And attack in. And then Boast. And at least we have a card back. So opponent's down to a 9. They need to have a... they would have burnt an Extinction Event, in my opinion, if they would have had it. And so now we're still holding their feet to the fire. The Field of Ruin. Another Heartless Act, of course. So Eliminate Heartless Act, because those Yorion decks can have all of their removal early, and then draw their stuff later. So stupid. And we are getting flooded. So I'm going to keep this land back, just in case we draw the one guy that does create a... So just going to foretell another card, huh? Alright, that's fine with Tazri. And we'll, is there anything? No, counter 1 is fine. If they have the counter spell, they could have the counter spell, saw it coming. Alright. And then end the turn. Ah, it had to be Behold the Multiverse. See, this is what's so ridiculous though about Yorion is so far they're just going to run a few cards that are blinkable with it, and then this is basically just a mirror control. And then Yorion can blink the few cards. Behold the Multiverse is super good. This is a good card. I need to add it to, I think, some of my control decks. Maze Mind Tome. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh no, it's not it's a human, so it wouldn't have worked. Okay, so I'm in pretty good shape here. Pretty good shape. Haktos, what'd you get? 2? Why, Haktos? Why? I guess they've blown two of the Heartless Acts though. So they'd have to find the 3rd and 4th Heartless Act. Crawling Barrens can work. Extinction Event on evens. Womp womp. Found the Extinction Event. And they can activate the Crawling Bear. Oh, that's a Field of Ruin. So that's perfect. That gets our opponent down to a 1. Unless they have another counterspell with this Saw coming. And then we'll attack in. Look at all the removal, though. This is what Yorion had to do. All of that to be able to even stop that draw. These are draw cards. Scry draw. Removal. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through. Okay. Yeah, this deck could get wrecked to mirror Yorion's, though. Unfortunately, I think we're going to just kind of flame out here. Everything's a threat, though, at this point. Can't get a Crawling Baron, can gain life. War Leader is one of the weaker cards that we could have drawn. They can actually activate the Crawling Barons twice now. They're just going to cast Yorion and flicker it. Oh my god. Okay. I wish I had some way to do 1 damage. Ah, another Maze Mind Tome. Hey, that's probably the most perfect draw we could have drawn. Well, it would be perfect if we wouldn't get another land on top. I'm surprised my opponent decided to crack that one. But how much removal do you have left, dude? You're done with like Shadowsburg, Extinction, Blood Chiefs, Heartless, Eliminate. So probably just gonna flicker Yorion. I would love some breathing room here. So close, though. Got our opponent down to 1. It took a lot. A 3rd Maze Mind Tome. And Squad Commanders can be good. So, we'll just play it. Probably shouldn't have played it. Gosh, I kind of want to keep this one. Saw it coming, huh? Okay. We're just going to cast the... Oh, that sucks that we auto-tapped wrong. So now look at all the control that needed to work. Another draw. And flicker with Yorion. Omen to get another flicker. However, this does set me up for a Winota. If it's going to be Yorion. Cling to Dust is interesting because it doesn't do much. I mean, a Maze Mind Tome could have done that. Okay, Solemn Simulacrum. My opponent is being super greedy. I think the play right there is just to run out because I can... never mind. There's Eliminate number 7. So we'll just pop this out. And I think now Yorion's just going to get too much value. Yeah. This is the one matchup with my Dimir Control that I wouldn't have mind playing against Yorion because they would have had so much dead cards. Dead, 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 dead. All these cards would be so super dead. Another Shadow's Verdict. How many Shadow's Verdicts and stuff are you playing in here, dude? So now Yorion's going to come down. And I think we pretty much lost this now. But man, it was pretty tight. I don't know if that Cling to Dust was like desperately trying to find a eliminate either. That could have been the draw. But man, oh man, did he get lucky. Lucky with the top of the deck with pure removal. And then following up with Maze Mines. All right, so that's enough. I've lost this one. We also flooded pretty bad for, I don't know, maybe the game went along enough for that. But of course, we're going to lose that type of its mono control. But still got down to a 1, so basically any other card, any other sequence of cards by my opponent would have allowed us to push through there. So let's go up against our Yorion number 72 deck today. Not Yorion. And this one's not terrible, but it's also not good. You want to see a 1-drop. And did not find us a 1-drop there either. So typically when you're playing Pathways, start with your basic lands. Okay, so we're going against red-black. I wonder how well it's going to work. Versus, going to take my Elvish Warmaster? Take my War Leader. Okay. So we get means our opponent probably has... So this can be a red, and now I can just play that. Unfortunately, we're a little bit flooded. And this is going to be a rough matchup. This is going to be just probably the red-black Kroxa deck. And it's going to be very, very tough for us to keep up. All right. Yeah. See my lands. At least we're hitting land drops every turn. If our opponent misses a land drop, that's also going to be pretty good. Nope, there's a Fabled Passage. And there we go. Womp womp. Well, we flooded this game. Pretty bad. Hopefully my opponent's got another Agonizing Remorse. This would be a perfect time to play it. I'd be okay with the Kroxa too. But targeting my... Yep. Yep. So red, red. I need white sources. White, white. Everything is a white source. So let's get rid of one of these. Okay, that is a good card if I want to wait. No. I don't think we wait. Liliana. So each player discards a card, then Kroxa comes out, and I think I just lose the game. So pretty unfortunate there with getting both the cards ripped out and then having the flood. Yeah, because my opponent did find that fourth land. So they were struggling with that fourth land and did find that fourth land out after the Fabled Passage. So Kroxa is going to come down here. And, like, I don't even know what would win it off the top. I don't think anything would win it. Like a Realm Right. And, yeah, Usher's not going to do it. We're still going to play it out, though. Because now Winota wouldn't be terrible. But a Bone Crusher Giant. Okay.
We're doing things my way.
I'm down to basically nothing. Down to a 2. Let's see what happens. Winota off the top. Nope, another land. Okay, let's just get a decent draw here. We like that first draw, and now we're getting into the bad variants. So, give us 1-drops. We like 1-drops. They are good. That's what this deck wants. 12 1-drops. So, statistically speaking, we should have a 1-drop in our opening hand. Now, I'll have to show the ramp deck, too, if we... Okay. I mean, it's keepable, but this deck is cursed. It does not want to have a 1-drop. I mean, the Warmaster's good. If we draw a... Wait, we're on the play. So, I mean, I guess that's okay. And we'll have a 1-1. This is a pretty good hand, actually. Because we have... It's all known. And so, again, you always just want to start off with the basic. Because then it gives you more information. And is going to be a Battlefield Raptor, huh? All right, no more lands. We are good with lands. So now we get the Warmaster. And I gotta assume this is some sort of enchantment deck they'd want to put on Flying First Strike. So like a all is glitter type deck. That's like the only thing I would. So we need a white source now. White. And Realm Rider does not trigger Winota is the problem. Unfortunately, we don't have something coming up top. We have another land on top. Anything flash in for 2 mana? I don't think so. Battlefield Raptor, huh? Interesting card. So is this just like a white weenie? Like, you might as well go lifelink, in my opinion, at that point.
I will guard your advance.
Okay, so we still are going to go at... Yeah, there's still a lot of things we can pull here. So we'd want another white source for... And I'm just going to all attack in. So, perfect. So I'd rather have the War Leader. And still going to go at the face. And then, we get a Realm Walker. Yep. Still going to go at the face. And this one we can name Elf. Put us down to a 6. So I like doing that rather than going into Basriket. Skyclave on Winota, but it's over. Because they can't block enough. I guess they can block enough.
My sand will protect you.
Interesting. So let's play what's on the top of the library first to see if we can get into another. All right, yeah. They could block enough, though, right? Oh, I guess they couldn't. Yeah, they did. They gave 1 life. Well, that's how Winota should work. It does very well against other decks that aren't playing, like, that are trying to be proactive. Because this is an all-in proactive deck. We're not running any removal. So... One drops. We do have a 1-drop. Unfortunately, this is pretty terrible. I think it's keepable. Because we have 3 lands. We have a a Sentinel. We have all of our sources, not quite all of our sources for Haktos, but we are getting there. All right, so mono white. This is an actual mono white deck. Unfortunately, it's going to be... Hopefully it's not the +1/+1 guy here. It is. Womp womp. Did not attack though, huh? Well, we get the War Leader out. And then next turn we get Haktos out. And not sure if that's going to do anything though. Of course it's a Skyclave. I think we've lost this one. If we can somehow draw into a Winota, will be good. But that's a big if. Our opponent got the 1, 2, 3 perfect spread. Like a Maw would be just brutal here. Linden's pretty brutal as well. Gonna put it on Linden, so now no attacks, huh? Realm Walker is probably the best card we could have drawn here. So we are going to cast it out. And hopefully there's just a green 1-drop on the top. So this is gonna say Warrior. There is not. So with our odds, we should get a white source here. Perfect. Unfortunately, we have that garbage forest coming up. But Realm Walker can get us out of this. So they need to have a Skyclave Apparition. Heliod is going to be brutal. Oh, wow. Heliod was the perfect draw for our opponent. But we are still okay. We are still okay. I don't know why my opponent attacking with everything there. That was a pretty terrible attack. There's no way that I'm... I mean, gets all those counters. What a weird attack. There we go. There we go. So, let's go use the green, green, red, white. That gives us everything back to go Winota. And I think we are in good shape. We'll just cast the Paragon. There's more stuff off the top, and now we are going for it. Next, and then attack with all in. I don't know if we want to go with the War Leader though. But this thing's gonna. That's okay. So we'll attack with these ones. Oh, I don't need the Realm Walker either. So we only get 3 triggers. But there could be some good things here. There could be a miss, a War Leader, and a Realm Walker, and this one can name Elf. So that was pretty crap, actually. Womp womp. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this one. Tazri for 1 next turn, though. Did do some damage. Unfortunately, gets a +1/+1 counter on something. We're going to need to block that thing. Well, I don't know. We might be able to take 1 more. The problem is now lifelink on Heliod, and yeah, tons of triggers. Tons of triggers here. There you go. Now you're getting smart to attack with everything. I don't know why you're not attacking. I guess want some blockers back. So we have to block now on Linden. So what is the better block? This gives me a trigger. Is this one naming Elf? That's one naming Warrior. Dang it, we should have named it with... So unfortunately, I think we block here, and then block here, and then we can block here. Now, my opponent's just going to give Linden lifelink. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this. Kind of weird attack with the... And can give... Oh, you can give indestructible to that, yep. Okay, so opponent's out of cards but has a billion life. Okay, so we want to play stuff off the top of our library for sure. And maybe I should be trying to get this Hakdos out. I could be attacking in with the... No, I think I just have to sit back. Which kind of sucks, because they have another dog. Oh, we're just dead. We're just dead if my opponent does it correctly. Because they found another Alisades of Life's Bounty. So let's see if my opponent knows to do this properly. Protection from green, protection of white, kill. Okay, my opponent did not do it correctly. So, this gives us a chance. So, what would be the weak one to... But, I mean, it's getting indestructible again. So, here. And we block with everything and make... what's the elf one? Elf one. Ah, one of these paragons is probably good just to throw in front of it. But, I mean, opponent had lethal. Alright, you're out of Selfless Spirit. The dogs. Opponent still has lethal if they just do it correctly. Oh, boy. And this is still going to cost too much. Because we can only activate, it'd be 4, 5, 6 to activate. And that'd be pointless to be attacking in with anything. Because what would our best case scenario be? So our opponent didn't see it last turn. Let's see if they see it this turn. By just sacrificing and giving pro. So past the blockers. And we're going to throw the Usher in front of it. That Heliod. I think we would have been fine without Heliod. coming out. And let's activate the Kazri. Well, we get a lot of blockers. Unfortunately, we don't have anything coming up. And I still can't. Oh, so they all gain indestructible, huh? That's interesting. So we can attack here, attack here, attack here, and get some triggers. Hey! I'm liking that. Oh no, these don't do anything. They don't do anything. So attack was just 1. Should I attack with more? Guess I might as well. Give myself some blockers, huh? How many blockers do I need back? 4? No, I need a green back for sure. I want to make him think he doesn't have pro from everything. Ooh, perfect. But still, my opponent has lethal. Has lethal this entire time, like 3 turns ago. And still going to gain more life from this attack. So what we need to find is another Elvish Warmaster, because Elvish Warmaster can give Death Touch to the Linden, and then my opponent can be... Yeah, still going to net up. Why? I do not interrupt. That is such an awesome block with that Life's Bounty. Please do it. Oh, please, 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 please. How are you mythic? Alright, so now we're in okay shape. Like, we're still dead like a Maul of the Skyclave. There's still so many things that just wins the game for our opponent. But... hey, that's what we want to see. We get a lot of triggers next turn off of Winota. So we're going to block. Nothing has indestructible now, right? So I actually don't want... That's a trigger. So block. Don't know why my opponent's not putting it on other creatures now. He's just piling it on 1. I will laugh if I win this game. We have to not get Skyclaved. So we'll go ahead and cast this one. That's all she wrote for me. So then we can go... We'll probably end up playing Haktos. And then we can attack. You're not a human, you're not a human, you're not a human, you're not a human, you're not a human. I mean, at this point we might as well... We have these blockers back. We need a white blocker, so there's a white blocker. So attack, attack. We'll have a green blocker back here. Maybe I should put 2 of them back. I'm not sure. Like that, I guess. That gives a lot of triggers. 5 triggers off Winota. That should go through my... There's Kenrith. There's Kenny. Which is actually pretty good. We miss. We should be missing a lot here. Decline that one. Another Realm Walker. And Realm Walker can name Warrior again. Same thing with this one. Yeah, we have a lot of lands left. I think I'm netting up damage this time. Which is awesome because he had lethal. And still, though, nothing has reach, right? That's it sucks. So any maul of the Skyclave just wins the game. Why can't I find my elf? Where's my elf? But I think I'm out of humans to grab. So, do I want to do anything with Kenny? I don't think so. I think Kenny wants to get us above, like, 30 life ASAP. Hey, my opponent's down to 55, so they took a lot of their life. So, I think we will just go Haktos. And let's hope our opponent does not draw a Maul. Let's just hope for a... And what did this give us? Oh, perfect. Okay, and this is protection from other than 2, so we can just block Linden. 32. Almost feel like putting more in front. Opponent just scoops! What the? We are dead in so many different ways. We are so dead. Okay, we'll play one more. So opponent had the lethal there. The opponent also was probably okay for another couple turns with the lifelink on multiple creatures. I don't think I could have done that much. Hey, look, our daily just reset. I don't think I could have done much more damage than what his life was gaining. I get a billion triggers off of Winota, but it's not like I would be able to find anything. I think I had everything out. And so I need to find those elves. And I had so many lands left. And didn't he kill the... We need to find the elf that allows us to play lands off the top. So hopefully we can get back to rank with this one. This is a good hand. This is a really good hand. So we have a couple of different options we can go. I think just playing White Source Usher is the right play. It's Luris, but we get the jump. So blue, so probably a crab coming down. No crab. Okay, that was the perfect draw. That was the perfect draw. Down to 18. No crab. No black source for anything, though. So there's the crab. There's the swamp. Oh, there's a Winota. But no play. So now, I think the right play is to go... We can go red source here. We can go Realm Walker. Gives us a 1/1. Warrior. We have a failed passage that's going to get milled, which is awesome. We get in for 2 damage, but that Ruin Crab is going to... Thieves Guild. Okay. So... Okay, yeah. So Thieves Guild's not online yet. So, unfortunately, a War Leader gets... We just don't want to... Oh, that was a bad one. Get milled as well. So, let's see here. Like, we want Paragon online. Hopefully we find some stuff that we can actually cast off the top. Perfect. Like this one. So we'll cast this. Yep, with those source. Unfortunately, it's a white that's coming up. It'll get milled, though. This should probably be countered, I would assume. Or maybe just kill the other Warmaster. Really? Okay. I'm going to eliminate on the... I think we need another white source with this guy, because that's going to get milled. There's another Usher. And I'm not going to tack in. Now, we have a good board. The problem is these Lurrus decks can just mill you out of nowhere, and this just is just a pretty big... Okay, not another Winota, so we need to slam a Winota. Ooh, that's another beautiful draw. So, unfortunately, we only have one green source. I wonder if just playing out the Sentinel... No, I think when you have mana, you spend it. And with this one, we can actually... I think I'll start attacking in. Drown in the lock. Yeah, we are going in. Hopefully there's not another rogue that can flash in. Okay, perfect. I'll make that trade because we need to start getting damage in. And it stops a little more of the mill. Yes, it stops me from generating a bunch of tokens, but... And Lurrus is most likely going to be activated. Okay, both of those are dead. We can still generate tokens, though, with Usher. And a Merfolk Windrobber, which will not mill, can draw. Another green source, which allows... Yes, that does allow. So we'll do it post-main, or do I want to just double Usher? I think double Ushering's better. And I think my opponent's can actually make the trade. No, okay. So he wants to find like a call. And nothing is worth... Okay, that was perfect. I mean, I'll trade a Lofty Nile for a 1-2 that's not doing anything all day long. So I'm sure Lurrus is going to get put in hand this turn. Okay, just a scoop. Okay, that was... We're back to... No! We're not back to ranked. Ah, so close. So close back to ranked. Okay, let's do another rogues. This deck seems to do quite well versus rogues because of the aggression that it has. We'll play this to be our last one. I mean, it's slow-ish. But we do have a curve. We have a pretty decent curve. We have no really dead draws. There are like another Winota. So 3 Winotas. The Captain. I'm talking about things I can't cast. The Captain. The 6/1. Forest, huh? Not Gruul. Not like this. That would be a good one, though, if I can get it to stick out. So... We'll do the red. No, let's just get a white source out. All right. No Bone Crusher Giant. One time. No Bone Crusher Giant. Just play a Fabled Passage and then crack it. That's what we want to see. No Bone Crusher Giant. Well, what a jerk. So, that's actually a pretty good one. Do we want to go Realm Walker or Rada? I am going to go with Rada, I think. They work really well together. So now I'm assuming one of these is going to be cast. Maybe my opponent's going to get a little more greedy. And then go like a advent. Ooh, awesome. Tap land. All right, another Love Struck. Unfortunately, that would have been the better play, that means. So do we want to go Warmaster here? I'm going to attack in for 3. And then I think we're going to spend our mana. And we'll go Warrior. Unfortunately, we know what's coming up. So you could have made the argument to do the Warmaster there. And then the next turn we have another Warmaster. But opponent just cast so Lovestruck and no... Oh, Fabled Passage. Okay, cool. So this is a land. And we need more green. So we can play the green. We can play the Warmaster. Because I think it's better than... Yeah. So now we're going to have a big Winota play. Which should be enough. Gives us 2. And we'll have 3 things triggering. So I think we've won this game, barring something cataclysmic happening. Like, I'm okay with my opponent just going Great Henge next turn. And then... Worst case scenario is like Great Henge land and then have another blocker. So Great Henge... Yeah, that was worst case scenario. And Arena's programmed it in to have Lovestruck Beast into Great Henge. Just for your information. I guess our opponent did miss well, they had an awkward land with the Kazandu Valley. But I think we're still going to be okay. We have 5 triggers with Winota. And even with the 19 land, I think that's going to be enough. Like, I think Lovestruck Beast can come out. It's going to get a counter. I could actually see my opponent attacking you with the Lovestruck Beast here. I think that'd be a pretty terrible play. Just a mammoth, huh? Wants to go for like a big Embercleave play next turn. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. You just lost the game, greedy player. Ugh, don't like that, Winota. We can cast this one off the top, though. Yeah, that's actually, that's fine. Give ourselves some more odds. Here are the triggers. All right, Realm Walker's fine. This one can name Elf. This one can name Warrior. Sure. We'll give the attacker. And finally we find the War Leader. Kapow! And we find the other War Leader for lethal. We did it! I don't think they have enough blockers. There's 3 blockers. Yeah, there's no way. That's lethal. Kapow. And I think this will get us back to ranked. And then I can go home and sleep happy because, man, did I tank that rating from 700 all the way down to 93%. I was pretty salty. And I don't know what it is to qualify. Is it still top 1200 or just be ranked? And if that's the case, then I don't know if I'm going to qualify or not. I don't know if I care. But this has been a fun little deck to create. And kapow! With some damage to spare. Dun 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 dun. Yep, Elvish Warmaster is the key for Winota. I don't see a way around it. We got barely ranked 1448. When I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm sure that it will not be ranked here. So I'm going to play one more not ranked. Actually, I think that does put us at right an hour. Like, I don't know. Like, mana base, definitely looking forward to some comments for the mana base if I can improve that. Whether it be, instead of failed passages, some more ways to scry. But I think all in all, it's a pretty solid list. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Deck Builder. Thanks for watching.